What's your message to him? Look at him and tell him what's going to happen.
No messages. I'm just ready for war, ready to win. It's going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be totally different from last time. You know, I've just grown up and I've learning more about myself as a man. So I can't wait to put on the show and become undisputed and just do the.
Daniel, just a kind of a prediction for this fight. Obviously, I know you're very confident going into this second bout. How do you see the fight going?
A win.
A win?
Just a win.
And you're not looking for a knockout?
Knockout points, whatever happens, a win. That's my golden ticket. That's my prediction, a win. That's all.
Talk to me about that face-off down there. It kind of reminded me of that face-off you had with AJ when you kind of said, listen, I'm not gonna take a step back, you know? I'm gonna stand up to you a bit, you know? How come you decided to push him?
I was playful, that wasn't really.
And fighting Oleksandr Usyk last time out, he's going to take a lot of positives from that. Even though, you know, minus the low blow, the on the belt line, minus that, Usyk really was having his way with him. But you're going to take that experience of fighting in hostile territory, if you like, a stadium fight against Oleksandr Usyk back then. Since then, he's had 2 big fights in Saudi. He's had the AJ fight in Wembley. So he's going to make that walk. July 19th, he's going to make that walk, and there's going to be no fear in making that walk. And I had a really good vantage point of seeing him make the walk for AJ. And I'm telling you now, that I don't know what they did to him in the change room, but that guy came out like old school Mike Tyson. He came out just wanting to fight. There was no looking around, there was no smiles. He marched to the ring, and he's going to march to the ring again. This kid has no fear. Honestly, there's no fear. I wish we could kind of gauge like his heart rate. I think he's perfect right now.
2 years ago, Daniel Dubois faced Oleksandr Usyk and came up short. Now he's back with power, purpose, and a point to prove. On July 19th, Wembley Stadium becomes the battleground for one of the biggest heavyweight showdowns in recent history. Usyk, undisputed, undefeated, unbreakable, faces a reloaded, revenge-driven Dubois.
I know he's had his defeats, but if you were going to do it, this is the time. You leave everything. You leave everything. You know what I mean?
Never been done before. Never.
You think he can do it, Simon?
I've always felt we could do it.
Yeah.
I've always felt that he has the capability of doing it. The thing for me is I think that Daniel Dubois is an irresistible force. I'm just worried that Oleksandr Usyk is an immovable object.
Yeah.
I think you have to have the very, very best version of Daniel Dubois. Yeah. And maybe Usyk off by 2 or 3%, Dubois wins the fight.
You're exactly right.
If he is to win, no. If he's to, I'm going to pick him to win because I want to. Now that's me going with my heart because he's an Englishman. Who do you think wins the fight?
I still can't see past Oleksandr Usyk. You know, I think we just spoke about, is he getting older or is he getting better? I think the way he lives his life.
I think Usyk.
Level guy, isn't he? Top level operator. You know, can't take nothing away from him. But yeah, at this level, they're all good. So I just need to be on my A game and focus, get right, and I'll go through him. I'll do the business.
And you know, obviously you fought for your heavyweight title, but this for undisputed against Oleksandr, who is kind of known as the best heavyweight in the world. Will there be an extra bit of pressure?
Yeah, there's always fire in me. I'm always fired up for every fight I fight. So if it was, no matter who I face, with the odds on the line, I'm gonna be extra fired up to win this one and come away with a victory, and you know, just upset the plans again like we did with AJ fight. Just what shocked the.
What can I say? I can't elaborate enough. I'm very happy. We are very happy. We happen to be sitting on a log of wood. Touch wood. Everything's going according to plan. Look, we're experienced now. The first encounter with Usyk in Poland was almost 2 years ago. We're like 5 weeks away from it being 24 months since I started working with Daniel Dubois. You know, so a lot has changed. A lot has changed. So Very, very excited. Very, very excited.
I think he's definitely graduated since our fight. Can Dubois pull it off? I think he definitely can. It depends on how much Usyk has in the tank. If he can outwit Dubois. I think it's a great fight regardless. And you know, the best man is gonna win. You know what I mean? I want my rematch with Dubois. I'm gonna fuck him up. You know? But it's weird, man. Dubois is the only person that can make me want to hate him and then like him, like literally within 30 seconds of my brain, like I want to kill this motherfucking I like Dubois. You know what I mean? It's weird. You know, he's one of the only fighters that actually do that to me. But I realized that if you actually meet Dubois and talk to him, there's a reason why you have that love-hate sympathy with him. You know what I'm trying to say? So, all power to Dubois. You know what I mean? Hopes he pulls it off in many ways and give him a goddamn rematch.
It gives a lot more. It's a different Dubois. It's a different fight. I think he gives a lot more problem. I think he's got a lot more confidence. I think he's starting to realise when he hits things, things fall over. You know, if he hits them often enough and clean enough, it doesn't matter who you are, if you're Usyk or whoever else. I know he's a tough man, Usyk, but if Daniel hits you often enough and hard enough, you break. It's very simple. It's not rocket science. Saying that, I know he's in great form and that, but this Usyk, mate, he's the real deal, mate. So no one just get giddy and get too excited about Daniel, mate. We're talking about the real deal, and Oleksandr Usyk. When he needs to be tough and tough, and when he needs to be super smart, he's that as well. But I think Daniel, with the wave of confidence he's got, would cause him more problems now than he did before.
The narrative is much better for the Dubois rematch. You've got the fact that they fought, and then since then, Dubois has been on a tear, beating guys that he was the underdog against, Ergovich, and then Anthony Joshua, of course. You know, the guy has like really revamped his entire career, turned it around, gone from a guy that people saw as a quitter to being potentially the most dangerous man in the world. So you've got this narrative now that Dubois is a different guy. So this rematch will be different. Also, you have the fact that Usyk in the ring after his win over Tyson Fury, Dubois came into the ring, challenged him, and Usyk said, Your Excellency, Turkey, make the fight with Dubois. He's a man of his word. That guy says something, there's a good chance it's going to happen. So I believe the narrative is there, you know, for this fight, obviously, and this is one of the reasons why.
Okay. Who are you thinking? Usyk, Dubois?
Well, look, I think this totally different fight than first fight. In first fight, Dubois was outboxed, outclassed, and now I think he's definitely different type of fighter, and he had 3 great wins, and his confidence is much better, much bigger. He did something with his chin. I don't know what, but his chin is better, and he's totally different fighter. But so I expect totally different fight and much harder fight for Usyk than the first fight. I still favor Usyk slightly, but I wouldn't be surprised if Daniel Dubois win that.
Last time, a controversial low blow changed everything. Usyk recovered, Dubois was stopped, but what if that moment was the spark that lit a fire? Since that night in Poland, Dubois has gone on a warpath, smashing Anthony Joshua, silencing Darrell Miller, and becoming the IBF heavyweight champion. He's stronger, smarter, and scarier than ever. But make no mistake, Usyk is still the gold standard.
Ready. We thought as humans we were ready then. Now, I believe we're ready. Now, I believe Daniel's going to receive the gift that was supposed to be for him 2 years ago. That's my take on it.
Nothing tells the story like time passing, and this is turning into quite the story. So if you look at Daniel in that first fight, away from home, he'd only just got with you as a coach. He was, heading into really the lion's den. No one was really picking him to win. It was limited experience, a huge jump up in levels.
Yep.
But the story now is, I mean, look at the last 3 wins, incredible. He's been with you so much longer. He's at home. He's in familiar surroundings of Wembley Stadium. It's all lining up.
Absolutely.
This big kind of almost spiritual moment.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, you couldn't write this. You couldn't write it, but it's real. It's happening. It's on.
Dubois has found himself. He's a different fighter. He's a different animal now. Anyone who thinks that it's the same fight, they're wrong. I can't go against Usyk. I can't. Because the guy, his greatest strength is he always finds a way to win. Always. The amateurs, Olympic gold, cruiserweights, unified heavyweights, goes to London, fights a bigger guy, fights him twice, beats him. Then he goes and fights a bigger guy again, fights him twice, Fury, beats him. I mean, the guy knows how to, finds a way to win. He's special, but he's getting older. I would have preferred, like I said, I have nothing but admiration for both. I have some maybe extra love towards Usyk for everything he represents for his country, to fight through what I said that he fought through. I love Dubois because he's a great story for people that have been down, that you can get up. Don't give up on yourself. You can find redemption. You can turn it around. He is a great example. But Usyk, I would have loved to see him walk off into the sunset after the last Fury fight. He's getting older. He's been in a lot of tough fights. He had hundreds of amateur fights. This is an unforgiving business. It is. I know it first. He's getting better. He's found himself. He's at that place now in his life where he's only going to get better. He believes in himself. He knows what he is now. He knows he can depend on himself. He is more dangerous now than he ever was. He was always a good puncher. But now he's more than just a good puncher. He's a solid man in that ring. It's a dangerous fight for Usyk. It's a very, very, very... And I salute him again. Even though I wish what I wish, I don't hide what I feel. I say it. But I salute him, that son of a gun. He's not stupid. He knows the guy's going to be better. He knows the guy's younger. He knows how dangerous. He knows how he knocked out Joshua. He knows all of that. And what does he say? Give me fight. Something like that.
Give me
along
Daniel.
Those lines. Give me Daniel, please. Thank you. Something along those lines. I love Usyk. You gotta love him. You gotta love his attitude. You gotta love the way he always finds a way to win. You gotta love the way he conducts himself, the way he carries himself. Like what? Like a champion. And like I said, you have to have nothing but enormous respect for the other guy, Daniel Dubois.
Top 5 heavyweights.
The world heavyweight landscape is completely changed massively over the last 2 years. Oleksandr Usyk is now he's in a pick and fight. I'll pick him. He might be 2 fights down the line. He's gone. The heavyweight landscape, they're looking for a new star, a new dominant figure, and it could involve Fabio. The boxing snob is out there winning now. Moses, wicked fighter, young fighters coming through. You look at how Daniel has all of a sudden his confidence has come up. We'll see how he goes on against Usyk. Again, he may shock the world. So the landscape has changed, which again, it's very hard to predict tomorrow.
He's outboxed the Giants, outsmarted the Sluggers, and at 38, he's still rewriting the rules. This isn't just a fight, it's a clash of eras. Dubois wants to take everything, Usyk wants to leave with it all.
How much of a chance do you give Daniel Dubois in comparison to the second AJ fight, the Fury fights?
I think Daniel's performance in this fight will be better than his first fight against Usyk, but I do believe Usyk will put on a better performance and probably stop Daniel, in my opinion. Usyk has forever shown the public that let me blueprint your download your blueprint and I've got your number. He beat Tyson better the second time. He beat AJ better the second time, and both fighters boxed better the second time around. So the only thing Daniel's got now, he's got unbelievable self-belief and confidence that's come since their last fight. So again, we'll just see what...
AJ next, you think both of them coming off losses? It's the fight we always wanted to see as domestic boxing fans.
Yeah, I suppose that fight is right there and everybody still wants to see it. But to be honest, we've still got Daniel Dubois, and I was sat next to Daniel Dubois.
Triple D, baby.
Triple D, baby, all day, every day. Let me just tell you this. In my eyes, for me, he's the only one Triple D is the only one, Daniel Dubois is the only one that's ever hurt Usyk and put him down on the floor and made him think. And he was down there for like 3-4 minutes. So who's to say that once he fights Usyk again, to go out there and absolutely destroy him and bring our belts back to our country like it's supposed to.
I think Dubois will beat him. That's my early prediction. I know a lot of people will obviously fancy Usyk, and rightfully so. And as much as I like Dubois and think he's getting better and all the rest of it, I'd like to see Usyk win. I think Usyk's a great fella and a great fighter, but I think Dubois will win.
Dubois, what do you make of that fight, the rematch? I think it's the best fight. I think they're the best two heavyweights in the world, and there's a bit of controversy with the last time, which goes with the grain in boxing, doesn't it? A bit of controversy, but no, I think Daniel's got a better chance than he had the first time. Yeah, what with the win off Joshua, that his confidence is massively up. Well, when he fought Usyk last time, he come off the defeat from Joyce, and but now he's absolutely flying. He's got as good a chance, better chance than he had the first time around, I think.
Derek, in regards to yourself, are you gonna just sit back and see what happens with Dubois and Usyk first?
Yes, because I want to sit down and watch it. So, give a shout to Daniel. Good luck anyway. You'll be fighting a guy who's very on point. So, yeah,
will Usyk's experience and brilliance hold firm, or will Dubois finally break through and shock the world? The clock is ticking, the world is watching, and on July 19th, only one man leaves undisputed.
Like, share, and subscribe for all the latest fight coverage.